Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tin Shed Shenanigans. Today, we are working on an Ariens, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not entirely sure, or Ariens lawnmower with a Kohler 25 horsepower engine on it. This is my uncle's, and it's not charging the battery, so that's going to be fun. I just had to fix that on my lawnmower, which is the exact same style motor, just 20 horsepower. And the float bowls are sticking in the carburetor. So it's dumping fuel into the intake and then flooding the cylinders and not letting it run. So that's what we're going to be focusing on first. And then of course, we'll be doing spindles and an oil change and some basic maintenance stuff. But getting it to run is the biggest thing. So we're going to get this engine cover popped off. It's supposed to rain this weekend, and this mower probably will fit under my lean-to if I can get it over there. But it does not drive, because it doesn't run. So let's pop this cover off and see if we can't get that carburetor off and get it cleaned up so it'll stop dumping fuel. Okay, so I got this cover off. It's there's two 8mm up here, two 10 millimeters back here. Two 10s hold this pump on, and there's normally two more 8mm on the side. They were missing though. And to get this carburetor off, I'm gonna get these wires out of the way. They're kind of wrapped over them out, and there's four 8mm that hold this intake on. That bolt that I may have to go get a socket for. Yeah, if you notice in a lot of my videos, I don't ever use power tools or anything like that. That's because I don't have any for my shed. They're all at work. So if anyone knows of anybody, like any brands that are looking for people to test them out, tell them to give me a call. I'd really appreciate that. Or reach out to me. I'd be willing to test out some different power tools and different tools and review them on the channel. Let me go find a socket and an extension to get those off, and that way I can pop this thing out and we'll work on it in the shed instead of outside. All right, I found it. And if you guys see the yellow tag that says 150 on it, that would be the key to my shed. And the neat thing is, that old tag is actually an old cattle tag that was used on our farm back when we used to do dairy. So, a little bit of history that I'm using as a key ring so I don't lose my key for my shed. These are not the right pliers. Let me grab those real quick. These are a set of needle nose and they will work. Oh, there it went. If you guys notice, I'm wearing camouflage Crocs right now. I got home from work, like, I don't know, what time is it? I don't know, it's probably like 7 o'clock right now. I got home from work like an hour and a half ago. My uncle just dropped this off because he's been wanting me to look at it, but it didn't run, so he was trying to figure out a way to get it here. And he shows up in one of his company trucks, which has a huge crane on the back of it, and goes, well, I wasn't about to try to winch it onto a trailer, so I did this instead. Oh, might help if I disconnect the linkage sheet off. also unbolt this intake and get it out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. They are 10 millimeters. Let me go find the elusive 10 millimeter. Okay. It's not 1/4 inch, but it's 3/8. And it's a 10 millimeter. Yeah, sorry about the wind, guys. It is super windy today. We're supposed to have rain in the next, oh my. There's all the gas that was in the intake that was causing this thing to flood out. It's all now leaking. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me see if I can get y'all where y'all can see this. And I'm gonna go find somewhere that I can get grass killed. I mean, environmentally dispose of this properly. Let's see. Ah, this is perfect. Yeah, so that was all just in this little intake manifold. I really like having this tripod, guys. Got it off Amazon. Alright, now I can actually see everything. Which I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people in the comments going, why didn't you just do that at the beginning with? And the answer is, I don't know. That clip off. Turn spring. I just want to get these rods off. And gasket. These rods are not easy to remove or get to or bend in any fashion. I don't really want to take off all these. So, okay, I'm gonna get these rods off and then bring y'all back in the shop. Alright guys, we're back out here again tonight. It's currently Friday, and I would like to have this thing done by Sunday. So, kind of need to get on a roll. I want to get this thing done in time. Really don't have a specific time I need to have it done, but, you know, I need to get a video out, so that's kind of my motivation, the motivation, if you will, of I need to get this thing done. Stay in there. So normally if you've got screws that are kind of stuck like this, so if you find a shorter screwdriver, have a bit more control over it. Normally you could just tap them and then shock the threads. Doesn't always work. The same premise is what a little hand impact driver does. Come on. There it goes. Yeah, these are just on here, on here. There we go. Oh yeah, I got a haircut, by the way. So no more mullet. It was getting way too hot at work. It was getting caught and stuff. So I went back to my old style haircut, I'm gonna call it, because I used to have this in high school when I was in ROTC. So yeah, I'm gonna pop this bowl off and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright, carb bowl's off. This thing looks phenomenal. You know, don't really see anything. Yeah, I can see that. Very clean. That sounds like my brother-in-law pulling up. Again, no excessive dirt, no grime, nothing. And you can hear the air coming through my blow through the fuel line. Float bowls are open. And as you can tell, nothing is, you know, hanging, but that's with me blowing it and manually moving the float with my hand. Spring caught. So what I'm going to do is put the bowl back on and get some fuel and put it in by hand. I'd say by hand. I'm going to put it in where I can kind of watch it. Would be the better way to put that. I'm gonna put it in. This thing can only go on a certain way. Looks like these two go on the bottom. Yeah, they have to. There it goes. I'm gonna feed it in through the feed hose in like a funnel and see if it just starts pouring out, because if it starts just pouring out, then I know that's leaking. Or I'll hook it back up to the fuel pump, wind it over a few times, and if it just starts pumping out fuel uncalled for, and we know we have issues, because everything internally looks fine, everything is moving fine. I didn't see any varnish or any kind of buildup or anything. So, but who knows? There could have been a little piece of trash stuck in that needle and seat, and me doing that got it out. But I'm gonna blow some carb cleaner through, see if that don't help, and then we'll get this bad boy stuck back on and see if it helps any. So yeah, I'm gonna do that really quick. Okay, so of course, as soon as I get all this back together, it starts trying to rain. I'm gonna spin it over really quick, try and flush any of that fuel out, and then we're gonna see if it'll fill up the bowls and fire off and not puddle up fuel. And then we'll cover everything back up, and I'll have to, I guess, resume tomorrow. So, check. Right, good deal. It's not pumping fuel out of the cylinders. That's what we like. I think it dried out last night. So I'll take that, and then we'll this one on. All right, get y'all a little bit further back so you can kind of see a little bit better. All right, see if she'll fire off. Joke. Let me grab my jump box, put a little more juice to this thing, and we'll try again. Need to charge this battery, or pop spark plug out, give it some compression relief, so it'll spin over a little better. Maybe I should give the starter a break. No. Right, I'm gonna have to charge this battery, so I'm gonna pop this battery out and throw it on the charger for a little while, and we will see what she do, because it's not spinning over fast enough, but I don't see any fuel puddling up in the intake, so it's a win there. Okay, well, I got it to move on its own. It's only running on one cylinder because when I put the other spark plug in, it is not happy about existing and it does not want to spin over fast enough. But with one spark plug in, it runs fine. So we have that to deal with. But we have it under the lean-to now. So yeah, I'm gonna do a fuel filter, oil change, do spark plugs. They don't look old, but since there was so much fuel in the cylinders, I'd be worried that they'd be fouled. So we'll get some new spark plugs in there, run it for a little bit, and see if it doesn't clear up, air at the tires because they're a little low, and then check the hydraulic oil level. So yeah, I got to run to AutoZone and get those spark plugs, so that probably won't be till tomorrow, so I can have some family time tonight. But yeah, it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow, so now that we're under the lean-to, we'll be a-okay to work. All right, see you guys then. Okay, so my tools. Went to AutoZone this morning and got 2 new spark plugs. I've already got the fuel filter on. I'm going to clean out the air filter. I'm about to drop the oil filter, do a quick oil change on it, and then we'll run it a little bit, make sure it still's not puddling up fuel, put the cover back on the engine, and give her a test drive, see what she does. Yeah, if the audio is bad, it's really windy today. We're expecting some really bad weather tomorrow, so I'm trying to have this done before tomorrow. So let me just get right to it. Alright, so did our tune-up. I still got to get an air filter. I'm going to try and find a cheaper one. It was like $40 for one Tractor Supply, and I'm not doing that. So we still got to put the cover back on, but oil change is done, fuel filter's done. Put air in the tires. I'm going to grease everything up. Right now I'm going to give it a bath, get everything cleaned up, all the old oil and everything like that cleaned up. And then we're going to dive into that charging system and see if we can't figure out why that's not working. So let's just get right to it. Okay, so diving into the electrical system, everything seems okay, everything seems pretty kosher, except for there's two wires that go to the stator and everything that are just sitting in here, unplugged. So I'm going to see if key on, I'm going to see if one's power and one's ground. And if they aren't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to, okay, I think I can put a fuse in it, and then we should be able to have some sort of charging. And this is a resettable fuse that if it does trip, it'll be okay. So we'll start it. Oh, he's joking. Interesting. Okay, let me pop that spark plug back out so we can get it. It's acting. What? No, that's dry. Oh, it's there. Okay. Let me pop this spark plug out so we can get a little compression relief. I don't know if the battery's going dead, because I mean this thing is not charging at all. So, and there may be more broke wires. And in that case, what I'll have to do is attempt to find the broken wire, or attempt to find the thing that is unplugged or damaged or anything like that, causing, because here's two more things that are unplugged that I don't know what they go to. So, the wiring diagram I did find is not very helpful. Let's try this again. Okay. Now it's actually just like oh no, it's just the battery is just that dead now. Because this thing does not charge at all. So what we're going to have to do is find a wiring diagram that is, you know, a better descriptor really to what we need, and see if we can't figure something else out, because this ain't it. It's acting like it's not getting any fuel now, so, or any spark for that matter. So I'm going to charge this battery, do a little more research, and see if I can't find something on about it. This may turn into a two-part, because I really would like to get a video out this week. And this thing looks like it's going to be a little complicated to deal with. So it does turn into a two-part, then it'll kind of stop right here, unless I can find something very quick. But yeah, but I'll look and get back to you. Alright guys, so everything that I've done as far as research and everything, it's kind of straightforward where it should be. But you can see the butt connectors and stuff. There's been previous wire damage and it was repaired. Seat switch is no longer there, so some of the safety measures have been bypassed. But it's charging to where if I check it on the engine side, it's charging. And when I check it on this side of the plug, because this is straight from the voltage regulator and the stator and everything, when I check it on the other side, it's also got voltage, meaning somewhere in the harness, something's either unplugged, the circuit's not complete, is messed up. And in order to fix that, it would be put everything back the way it's supposed to be, or plug everything back up, or pull the entire harness out and start checking it. And that is a lot of time and very time consuming to do. So that will not be something I'm doing in one video. So, but we did get it to run, and it runs good now. You know, everything's pretty much squared away. So I think we'll call it right here for this video. We're waiting on spindles and everything to come in for this. That way we can do spindles and a deck belt, and then I'll grease everything up, and maybe while I'm doing that, I'll see something that's not right or something like that. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay, so I know I said in like the last clip, everything I checked was fine, and it was all testing fine. It was intermittently charging. That's what it was intermittently. And I was like, okay, well, something's obviously off in the wiring, because it wasn't making it back to the battery. And then I popped the flywheel off. If you notice this ring right here, can y'all see that? Yeah. You notice this ring around here? Those are magnets. Those are supposed to be on the flywheel. So what was happening is it would intermittently catch the magnets and would start charging, because how that works is it spins around and these magnets move almost like your coil does and creates a magnetic field, and that is this is your alternator. You don't have an alternator, it's this. And those magnets are supposed to be glued on the inside ring of the flywheel right here. Well, as you can see, they're not there. So that would explain why it's not charging. So I'll have to order a flywheel and probably a stator ring. And I might as well get the little stator module. Oh boy, that's not going to be cheap. I priced one out for mine when I thought I was going to need one, but I was able to fix it. Only one magnet came off of mine, but all of them came off on this. There's no fixing that. So yeah, this will be the end of part one, because parts are going to take a few days to get here. Ordering a flywheel and stator and all that. So yeah, this is the end of part one of getting this running again, because it ran like 2 weeks ago. Just basic maintenance and then diagnosing the charging system. So, well guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that way you never miss another video. We're at like 75 subscribers now. I'm still trying to work out the best way to sell merch. I contacted Custom Ink to see if I could do it through there, and I need to prove that I can make $5,000 annually before they'll even consider letting me use their online shop. So I'm going to figure something out, even if it's just, you know, I give you my email, you tell me, you know, hey, I want a sticker, I want a shirt, I want a hat, I want a t-shirt, you know, anything like that. And then I'll have a PayPal account and mail you a printed up invoice in the packaging. We'll figure something out. Hopefully by the time I hit 100 that I'll have it more squared away. Maybe I can start my own website, you know, still have a PayPal or some other secure form of payments. That way you're not having to put a card in, and I want it to be as secure as possible so that way no one's information gets stolen, and also as easy as possible, and I can keep costs low. That is the goal. I want y'all to be able to, you know, buy something and support the channel, which I'll really appreciate, but also not have to worry about, you know, identity breaches and stuff like that. But we'll get all that figured out. Thank y'all for watching. Be on the watch for part 2. We'll be doing spindles and maybe replacing this flywheel and stator and everything. So yeah, but I really appreciate y'all, and this has been another episode of 10 Shed Shenanigans.